After hitting the snooze button for the 4th time, Courtney heard her mom coming down the hallway. Her brain quickly assessed the room situation, and she knew that there was not enough time to shove all of the clothes from the floor into her closet before her mom would open the door and give her signature, frustrated sigh. She snapped her eyelids back together as the door creaked open softly. "Courtney, do you know what time?" Sigh. Yep, there it was. "This room is disgusting! You're going to come home one day and find all of your clothes in the trash," her mother threatened. She opened one eye to see her mom, already dressed and with makeup on, looking annoyed. People loved to tell her they looked more like sisters. This pleased Mrs. Ross endlessly, but was more of an outright annoyance to Courtney. Courtney brought her thoughts back to reality and did her best to put on an apologetic face. "I'm sorry, Mom, I know. I got home late from work and practice was killer yesterday. I swear, I'll clean all of it up this weekend." Her arms protested as she stretched them over her head. She hadn't been lying about a rough practice. She was fairly certain she'd have tiny blue fibers from their tumbling mats embedded into her knees for the rest of her life. The fact that she could land her standing tuck no problem in her backyard and not at practice was a rapidly growing source of frustration. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it," her mother replied, but Courtney knew by the half smile that she wasn't really mad anymore. "You really do need to get up, though. You told me to remind you about your AB study thing this morning?" Courtney's eyes now flew open and she leaped out of bed. "AP, Mom. AP, not AB, she scolded. She frantically searched her room for the assigned uniform for the day. "Mom, where's my calendar? I don't remember which skirt I'm supposed to wear for tonight's game, and now I'm going to be late to study with Ben." She took one look at her appearance in the mirror and gasped. It really didn't matter how many people told her she was lucky to have curly hair. On days like today, she knew it was a curse. Looking up, she found her mom holding the aforementioned calendar, in addition to the correct white skirt for the night's basketball game. "Have I mentioned to you lately that you're the best, coolest, youngest-looking mom in all the world?" Courtney gave an overly sheepish grin before grabbing the skirt and throwing on her uniform. Her socks may not have matched, and she may have had to eat her breakfast while doing her makeup in the car on the way to school, but she hoped she looked plenty cheery upon her arrival to campus. Glitter eyeshadow could do that for a girl. One final appearance check against the reflection of her silver Mustang revealed that there was nothing stuck in her teeth. "Thank you," she thought gratefully, as she realized she appeared almost put together. She tried to remain calm and collected as she quickly flitted across campus to the library. Though she would never admit it for fear of sounding nerdy, she liked that her cheer uniform matched the school decor as she hurried under the giant green and gold Horizon Huskies sign above the main entrance. It gave her a much-needed sense of belonging. Ben already sat at a table in the media center, and it struck her that there was hardly a trace of the scrawny kid with the too short pants after a mid-year growth spurt. She remembered being partnered with him for her first school project after she had moved to Scottsdale 6 years ago. She'd been pleasantly surprised at how well they worked together. They had nailed their presentation on Spain that year and had been electing to work together ever since. "Hey, sorry I'm late. It seems like I can't catch up lately," she explained to him. "No problem. Beauty takes time, right? Or so I hear," Ben responded with a crooked smile. Courtney never knew how to take comments like that. She wavered back and forth between thinking he was complimenting her and being convinced it was sarcasm. She decided on a light laugh before plopping down next to him. "Here are my notes from the first half of the study guide Mrs. Wells gave us. I didn't think it was too bad, but I just want the AP test to be over. Studying for this, plus chem and econ, is sucking the life out of me." Courtney handed him the papers and tried to relax and determine where to rest her gaze. Looking people in the eye was a bit much for her, so she usually settled for the middle of their noses instead. She couldn't tell if she was anxious because she was around Ben, or if she was anxious because she was her. Fidgeting, she reached up to smooth her ponytail and tighten her bow. "Yeah, I hear ya. After basketball is over, I'll feel better. Too much pressure." He shared this with a barely perceptible sigh. She was surprised he was being even this open with her. They had been in classes together since their introduction in the 6th grade, but they usually just kept things academic. She'd always thought he was cute in a nice guy sort of way, but that was even truer now that he had hit 6'something and filled out. She admired his unkempt auburn hair and warm brown eyes. He has, actual arm definition now. When did that even happen? He looks like... "When are you done with your season?" he asked, as he interrupted the very important conversation she was having with herself. Well, we have nationals after basketball ends, and then cheer camp in June. We'll vote for captains then." Her mind wandered. She knew she would be the best choice for captain, but it would probably come down to who garnered the most attention, which wasn't always her. The struggle of social anxiety was real. Shaking herself out of her worry, she continued, "It's weird that we'll be seniors next year, right? It's like the last time for everything."